Hi guys, how are you? Thanks for watching. Just a wee quick one today. Well, what I thought we'd talk about is what are known as hammer-ons and pull-offs, or in classical music they're known as slurs or grace notes or whatever. And I'll show you how I practice them and how I use them. And what I'll do is I'll just play in G, and I don't mean keep it simple, but just to show you, if I play in G you can follow more exactly what I'm doing here. And these are the techniques that I used to use to get the slurs and the hammer-ons, or whatever you want to call them, to get them more effective and flow a lot easier. So what we'd do is, say if we took a simple basic scale in G, and I'll just play it slowly. What we'd do, and I'll use my thumb here so you can see what I'm doing, because this is all about the left hand, not about the right hand. And I'd play the first part of the run with my thumb, and then I would slur the rest of the notes, so I'd hammer on, so I'd go. So that's all I'm doing, is I'm hitting the first note, and rather than going, play the first note, hammer on with the pinky, with the other two notes, and it's actually quite easy, especially in an electric guitar. Because the pickups are a lot more sensitive, I can pick it up easier. So, and that's all I would do. New strings again. So basically I'm just hitting, they're not triplets, but I'm just hitting the first note at the start of the 3 beats or 4 beats. It doesn't matter, as long as I'm hitting the first note. And then again, I'd use the hammer-on technique with my left hand. This is going up the way, these are hammer-ons. So I'll do it one more time. Hit the first note, hammer on the second note, hit the next note, hammer on the second one, might as well do the third one. And coming back, I would do the opposite, I would pull off. So normally the scale coming back would be this. I'd play the first note again, then pull off. See, when I do it slowly, it drives me nuts. So you're getting this effect. And where it really works out well, if you're doing quite a fast run, you don't have to hit every single note. In fact, it can actually sound a lot more fluid if instead of hitting every note, you're using the grace notes, the slurs, the hammer-ons, the pull-offs, to get through the sequence a lot easier. So that's G there. Another way I used to practice it is if we move the G chord to another position. Remember we talked about this before. This is a shape I use a lot. So if that's D, move it up 1. This is D sharp or E flat, E, F, F sharp, G. Right, so the quickest way to remember it, 7th position, usually the 3rd set of dots, you're on a G. Okay? And then I think I showed you in another going to say episode, but in another video, that a good way of starting a melody line if you're improvising, although as I keep saying I'm not a jazz guitarist, would be to start in the 5th note of the scale, and all you have to remember, that's 3 frets up from this shape here. So here we go. The 5th note in the scale of G is D, so you're on that D, and then I just come back the scale passage here. And it's the same thing, I'd use hammer-on and pull-offs here, do it slowly, and I'd build the speed up. Again. And an electric guitar, you actually hardly have to use the right hand at all. Pickups are so sensitive. But it means you can get this nice sort of fluid. And as I say, don't just always do it in simple keys, that's G. Do it in A flat as well, the next fret up. Then you're in A. Now, where that comes in is if, say you were doing a tune and you needed just a wee bit of a fill or just a linking phrase between one chord and another. Say, for example, take the autumn leaves. Next chord is G. So just to show you in a simple way, I'll do an ascending G scale and coming back down. That's just notes in the scale of G. but I'm hammering them on, pulling them off. And again, once you speed that up, it becomes a lot more effective. See what I mean? And all that was, I mean, I'm sure you could come out with a better phrase than that, but it's to show you the hammer-on and the pull-offs, how they're very effective if they're used properly. And as I say, I practice on that scale there. So that was a G chord, just played it there. And as I say, this shape moves all up and down. Just remember again, guys, from where you are from your second finger, 3 frets up will give you the 5th degree of the scale. So you don't always have to start in the 5th, or you could end in the 5th, but it's a handy thing to know. There's always an exception to the rule, and one guitarist you have to watch, I'm sure you have seen him already, but if you haven't, it's the great John McLaughlin. I mean, he must be in his middle to late 70s now, and I've watched him for about 40 odd years. Seen him play live a few times as well, and he's the exception to the rule. Even though he's playing a really fast passage, he won't use slurs, hammer-on, pull-offs, call them what you like. He actually plays the note individually, and it's phenomenal to watch. So as I say, there's always an exception to everything. So just to do it again, that's all we're doing. We're just go back to your original scale, and as I say, rather than hit every note, same thing coming back down, pull it off. When I do things slowly, it's murder. Anyhow, but you can see the basic idea of what I'm trying to show here. Same with the basses. And as I say, the great thing with an electric guitar, it's quite sensitive, it picks all these things up. So they're really, really cool thing to work on. And as I say, always remember what I told you ages ago about when you're doing scales. Playing scales, you're not playing scales to learn how to go fast, you're going for this lovely legato feel. This lovely flowing things with the scales, just like a B flat, but it just flows. That's what I use the scales for, just to keep the guitar flowing nicely. And as I said, work on these hammer-on and pull-offs. They can be really effective if they're used judiciously. Obviously, you don't want to use them for every single tune. They really work. Remember when you saw me playing the Belfast hornpipe? Well, most of that was hammer-on and pull-offs. And as I say, it's a really good technique to work on, and it can actually help you out quite a lot. So I hope that was a wee bit useful to, for you guys, and it's one of these things, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So I'll be putting out some more videos soon, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it's a wee bit helpful to you. Thanks for that. Bye now.